Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 110, and today I'm going to share the 3 biggest lessons that I learned from training with the SAS. All right, so before I do that, I want to make something available to you. If you've got lead flow and you're looking to convert more of those leads into sales, head over to johnblakeaudio.com to get your free rapid audio training where I show you the precise strategy that you can use to double sales with your existing clients. This is the exact same strategy that I teach my high-ticket clients. It works consistently, which is what you want happening in your business. Consistent results. It is over at johnblakeaudio.com. Not only will you get a no-fluff 15-minute audio training that shows you exactly what to do, what you'll also get is my word-for-word scripts that you can cut and paste from a PDF document that you will also be sent when you grab this training, right? So this is exactly what to write in your emails, exactly what to say when you leave a voicemail message, exactly when to email and when to call over a 90-day period. It's over at johnblakeaudio.com. I look forward to hearing your success story from using it. There are so many people that have used this now, and I always get really positive feedback from people who put it into practice. All right, so the 3 biggest lessons that I learned from training with the SAS. Right, so firstly, I know that sounds like, it's a good headline and it's accurate, but it's not entirely accurate. I was never in the SAS. I didn't train with the SAS, but what I did do was train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with 3 guys who were in the SAS. And I learned 3 really big lessons from those guys, and I think it's worthwhile sharing that because they are directly applicable to a sales context. The first one is I used to talk to these guys and they would tell me about how they would train, and they have this thing called the kill house, and the kill house is a simulation, where you're running into a course, and there are those dummies that pop up, and you've got to shoot them, and you've got to do room entry, and the whole thing is designed to simulate perhaps a hostage situation, or where they're looking to take over a particular building and gain a position in battle. And so in explaining to me how this particular kill house works, and they've got one at Swanbourne Barracks in WA here, where the SAS barracks is, and they would say to me that they would go and spend time in this kill house, and there was one thing that they said that this particular guy that I trained with that said that really stuck with me, and he said, "If it's exciting, you haven't trained enough." And I thought, wow, what a powerful analogy for business, right? So from a sales perspective, if you're with clients and it feels nervous, you feel nervous, it means that you haven't trained enough, you haven't drilled enough, you haven't done role plays, you haven't drilled the scenario of you talking to a client, you haven't used the actual framework and the script enough to a point where you can actually feel comfortable in that situation. It's the same for public speaking. If you what I found is when I first started speaking in front of groups of people, I was nervous. Now I could talk in front of a group of 500 people, and I have, because I don't have that high level of anxiety, I can think more readily on my feet. I can come up with ideas. I can move in a particular direction in terms of my talk, and I can adapt and respond to what's actually happening in the room. And so this is a particularly powerful analogy. If it's exciting, you haven't trained enough. So, what do you need to do to get your reps up enough so that you can be more responsive, more present, and more effective and more productive in a sales type role? So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is I used to in jiu-jitsu, what would happen is that the instructor would show you a particular position or a particular technique, and then you would have a partner and you would drill that particular technique with that partner. Now, in most cases, you might do 2 or 3 drills. So you would be the attacker, the other person would be the defender, and then you would switch over where he would be the attacker and you would be the defender. So you would get both positions in terms of how you would drill that particular technique. And this one guy, I'll never forget, he was actually a Scottish guy, but he was over here with the SAS. He'd obviously moved over and he'd got a transfer. And whereas all the other partners, so you'd have a room full of people, there might be 8 different pairs of people that were training. All the other partners would do it maybe once or twice. I'll have a go and then you have a go. This guy'd be like, let's just keep doing it. Let's just keep doing it. Let's keep doing it. So if you were paired up with him, you'd probably drill that particular technique maybe 5 or 6 times each, right? And his thing was like, hey man, you can never do too many drills. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Whereas everyone else had done it twice and they'd kind of given up. He was like, no, let's do it again. Let's do it again. And I remember thinking, wow, this guy is a soldier, and so he's just used to doing the reps. He knows that the more you drill, the better you become, right? So what is it that you need to practice? What is it that you need to drill? Even if it's drilling with your partner, using the frameworks and the scripts that you use in our training. What is it that you need to do to do that long enough so it becomes committed and it sounds natural and it just flows? So that's the second one, which is drill, and then drill again. And then the third one was, so I reckon over the time that I was doing jiu-jitsu, I haven't done jiu-jitsu for a few years. I got injured and decided I wanted to go surfing more. So I mostly just do stretching and strength work now. But one of the things that I learned when I was doing jiu-jitsu is with one of the guys, in fact, didn't matter. There was a few of the SAS guys that used to come down to train. But one of the things that I realised in the interactions that I had working with these guys, drilling, sparring, is that they would never give up, right? So in jiu-jitsu, if there's a submission, which in jiu-jitsu means someone's got your elbow hyperextended, or they've got you in a chokehold and you're just about to lose consciousness, or they've got you in an ankle lock, and these things are painful. And what you're encouraged to do, if someone's got you in a submission, you're encouraged to tap out. And if you tap your arm, or you tap your gi, or you tap the ground, it means, okay, stop, I've had enough, right? Whereas when you train with these SAS guys, they would never tap out, right? They would break an arm. They would sooner break an arm or go to sleep than give up, right? So I just thought, I was reminded of this the other day, and I wanted to share it because I just think it's so applicable. Never give up, drill, and if in doubt, drill again. And if it's exciting, you haven't trained enough. You haven't gone through enough reps to get to a point where you can be responsive, where you can be where you can change and change your reaction to what's going on and adapt to what's going on if you haven't actually trained enough. So wanted to share those with you. Look forward to speaking to you on the next podcast. As always, thank you very much for listening.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker's Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies to maximize your sales process with new episodes every week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive free no fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.